put it in here, and I can lift up like that. Or you can just have tiny fingers and lift up. So there's absolutely nothing on this frame whatsoever, right? Okay? So we always want to keep track of which way it came out, so we'll put it in the same way. So we'll go ahead and just take this, turn it on its side, and we'll lay it down next to the hive. The reason we do it like this, we don't need the frame holders today. We're only taking out one. Okay. Is that only this piece and this piece will be touching the ground, and if there's bees on the side, they'll have this open space. But if you put it down like this, there could be bees underneath and they'll get squished. So we'll just lay it down like this to the side of the hive. Frame holders are a pretty new invention. For hundreds of years, people did this. So, use the tool, put it in this slot and bend it a little bit, and same thing over here and bend it a little bit. Now we have more room to work. So now you can reach in and pull this straight out.
Oh.
Okay, so they're starting to build a little bit of comb here, and this wet stuff is just nectar. Okay?
That bee got squashed in.
Well, it happens. So, there's nothing else exciting to see because this side's completely empty. So, put it back down, but slide it all the way to this side of the box. We only have to take out one. Alright, so, put the hive tool in there, give it a little twist on both sides. And now you're going to start wanting to use two hands because they're going to get heavier and heavier as the bees have built more and more things on them. Okay?
Nice.
So,
Has some honey in it.
this is nectar and bee bread and lots of colors of pollen. Okay? But what we're looking for are eggs. We're very interested in finding eggs, which is the sign that we have a laying queen. So, flip this over so we can see the other side. Not a whole lot going on here. So put it back down, slide it way over to this side, and we just work our way down. Sometimes you'll find you want to have two out, but as you can see right here, just removing one gives you enough space to work. Using stuck together. Okay, if you can get it out without prying, that works fine. Okay.
Whoa!
So pick one side that we're going to look at. All right. So this is capped brood. That's larva. And down there is smaller larvae. So we know that we've had a queen here within the last 7 days if we're seeing larvae. Okay? Let's flip that over to see the backside. Okay, here we have eggs. Perfect example of eggs. I'll hold this so you can get a better look. Just a second. Don't let go until I tell you I have it. I use my bare fingers, so if I have a bee under them, I can move that. Okay, I have it. Look at all those little white dots that look like rice. You see them?
Those are eggs.
Okay, those are eggs.
Oh.
And by the size of these eggs, they were laid about 3 days ago.
Wow.
You'll know because if they're smaller than this, they were laid 1 or 2 days ago.
Here's your two,
Can you all see those?
Yeah.
With your eyes? Okay.
Yeah.
So eggs are the sign that a queen was here very recently, which is great. In fact, there might still be a queen on this frame, and I'm usually pretty good at spotting her, so I'll just take a quick little glance around and see if she pops out at me. No. She'll be completely obvious. She's a big, big black spot on her back.
that?
Lissa?
Nope. Now, we did use a little bit of smoke, and the smoke usually drives the queen away. We will see a queen where we see a large collection of bees kind of in a circle, all staring at her and helping her out.
Probably somewhere over here.
But for right now, I see that there's eggs on both sides, and larvae here and capped, so your queen has been quite busy at work. Now, she visited here recently. It doesn't necessarily mean she's still hanging out.
That one
So,
bee you can see.
I don't see a queen in this frame. If you're interested, it would only take us about 3 or 4 more minutes to go and actually find the queen on some adjacent frame. And
But
tell me if you want to do that or not.
a typical hive inspection,
We would be done.
We'd be done because we saw the brood in there.
Well, we want eggs.
Or
We want to make
eggs,
sure that we
okay.
saw eggs. Eggs are a sign of a queen being here within the last couple of days.
Okay.
Now, have you seen the larva as well? The eggs turn into little worm-shaped larvae.
Yeah.
When the larva gets bigger, then they cap it over. It pupates in there, becomes a pupa, and just like a caterpillar turns into a butterfly, the worm goes in, and a fully grown bee chews its way out.
Got smoke down there.
Okay, so
I think we're good.
you want to hold the ears of the frame there and replace this back where it came from?
Now slide it back in place.
Now I see you're sliding it back kind of close to this one here. Always use the available space that you have, and then slide it in. Go ahead, push it farther. Now, as long as we're in here, we may as well take another look into another frame or two.
Okay.
So, let's take the next one out. You're going to notice that this one is even heavier than this one was.
Can Daddy take this one out?
Every time you lift a frame going deeper in, we're getting closer and closer
Oh,
to,
wow.
to the brood area.
That's weird. Holy guacamole.
All right, Daddy's got it.
That actually comes off
Okay,
the
so
frame.
this is excess comb that we don't really care if they use, but because I gave you short frames, this is what they did with it. This is all capped brood here. You see the ones that are poking way out? Mm-hmm. Those are drones.
Oh, okay.
So drones require more space because they're physically larger.
Now, drones this early in the season is okay?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to actually hold this for you.
Okay.
That's weird.
They're not gonna swarm or... That is awesome.
So that's okay that they're kind of
You
irregular
know what?
shaped?
They'll do their thing.
Okay.
All right. So this is a perfect example of what's called a good laying pattern. What we have here is a half circle on the frame of brood, and in the corners we have what's going to be honey. Right now it's just wet nectar. Do you see that?
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So when these brood hatch, their food sources is waiting for them right nearby.
Do you think the queen's on this one?
Not likely, only because this is, adult.
Oreo, you might want to go.
I mean, this is kind of late brood going on here.
The dog will go away.
And
the dog.
I'm pretty good at spotting queens. I don't see a queen waddling around. She looks really different.
What do they use the bottom comb for?
Anything they want.
Oreo.
There's no particular rhyme or reason or rule, but they'll use it for anything they want.
Okay.
They'll put brood in there.
So they will
honey
put
in there.
they will put
yeah.
stuff in
They'll
there.
definitely
then.
use
Okay.
it. So we'll put this back.
Oreo, come on.
So because they're starting to pull out that last
Yeah, let's
frame
give me
on
the
both
hive tail.
sides, it looks like.
I'm sorry, say again?
Do we want to add the second box on yet?
Well,
or?
we counted the first two here. They hadn't touched yet. We have
Okay.
to see how many of the others they haven't touched.
Okay. Darren, let Darren do it, please.
Okay. Busy bees here. Nothing really interesting to see.
And that's all.
More capped brood.
Yeah.
Same thing on this side. Nothing really interesting. If there was a queen here, I'd see her right away because it's she just really sticks out. So she's probably on one of these next frames if we start seeing less capped brood and more eggs.
Just wait. Let Darren do it, please.
One of the neat things that you'll learn is that even dead bees can sting.
Like
Did you just get stung?
Yeah, there was something on the side of the wood here, and I just rubbed my finger against it. And this one here isn't going to give me a little foothold until I nudge her out of the way. Where's that smoker? Would you mind just aiming it at my finger here? Puff, puff. There we go.
Is it still lit well enough?
Yeah, it's going fine.
The queen might be on this one.
Okay, we have
Some capped
larvae here, as you can see.
A small little section.
A little bit of capped brood. And
No queen.
nothing else that I can notice. And larvae here, and some fresh-ish eggs. Looking for clusters of bees that might indicate the queen's nearby. Not seeing it, but maybe the next frame.
Yeah.
And if we don't see her, that's okay. It's never really a goal to find her unless you're re-queening or doing something else. But it is fun to be able to spot. And since we only have 2 more frames to look at, you may as well.
That thing looks extremely large.
Oh, there she is. She's on this one. Is that her? That larger
Yes,
one?
very easy to
Where?
spot, like I said. Go ahead, point.
Oh wow.
She's right there.
She's huge and she waddles.
That one?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the queen bee.
Jeez
Big black spot on the
Louise.
back, long abdomen.
Wow.
Very
And she's
long.
orange. Your butt's orange.
Yeah, she doesn't
Did she,
hardly
move,
have
did, she,
the...
did she go across? Oh, there she is. She's
No,
going up toward the corner.
She's coming towards the corner.
Now she's going right there. She's just pacing the
She doesn't like the light very much.
Okay.
Now, if you had a marking pen, we could mark her.
No.
I have a marking pen. We
We
could
don't.
mark her.
No, that's okay.
Okay.
She was
Maybe
pretty...
next time.
She was pretty,
That was pretty
She's
easy.
still here, right here by my
Yeah.
finger.
That was pretty easy to spot.
Yep.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
All right. So she was on this frame getting ready to lay some eggs. Don't
Yeah,
see any
she's
yet,
right
but they're
there.
really tiny. And yeah,
I
so
lost her. No, she's right there.
so when you have the queen, a couple things you want to make sure that it's not too windy, it's not too cold, and when we put this frame back, We're very gentle in how we press it up against the next frame because we don't want to squeeze it. So I'm just going to go right up like this, like normal, and just kind of touch it together and not squeeze it hard like I sometimes do, and then leave it at that. So all these frames can be pushed back against this one and this one that we took out.
No, one at a time.
One at a time.
Actually, you can do them all at once if you start from this side. Can I use the tool and I'll show you?
Oh.
All at once, we can slide them like this, and then slide like this, and make a couple of adjustments like so, and like so. And these little tabs here maintain the bee space. You can go ahead and put that back. And I would say you have about another week to a week and a half before you have to add your second box of frames.
Okay.
Only because this and this and this aren't drawn out, and this and this and this aren't drawn out.
But she's starting
But
on
when you have,
this
is this 10?
Yeah, this
This
is a
is
10
10.
frame.
Yeah. When you get to about 7 to 8 of the 10 drawn, you
Okay.
want to start adding more.
Okay.
So next week, don't even bother going in it. Just pull the stuff off, put the next set on, and call it good.
Next week, I would
Just wait, Theron,
take a
please.
look on these
yeah.
outer frames and
Okay.
see if they're more drawn out than they are now.
Okay.
Because these last two are empty, and these last two are pretty darn close to empty.
Yeah.
If you start, you can, and you just look straight down. If you see that they're building out the
Okay.
wax, you know they've made it at least this far.
Okay.
Then just go ahead and put the 10 frames on top of this other box.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Great. So, yeah, go ahead and put the inner cover back on if that's how you want to do it.
It was just to keep the sugar water from dripping down on it, basically.
Yeah, typically what I'll do is I'll just take the jar of sugar water, I'll just put it right here so that the openings just fall between two frames.
Okay.
And not worry about it. Little bits of dripping aren't really a big deal.
As long as it's on the outside there,
Yeah, somewhere near the corner, near the
Will the bees get
outside.
squashed? No.
they'll move out of the way as they need
So-
to, or
If you gently lower it down and then kind of like go bounce it like a little bit down, little up, little down, little up, it kind of warns them, hey, the roof is coming in and they have to move out of their way. And if a couple gets stuck, well, a couple gets stuck. It's their problem. There you go.
so getting squished, they don't really release any alarm.
They can.
Darien Kruss.
It depends which organs you
Sam,
squish.
please not in the front, please.
But it's not really a significant concern.
Okay. That you can separate it.
All right.
Fun.
Some bees here. We'll just
They're enjoying that sugar water.
nudge them out of the way. I mean, we don't have to nudge them out of the way. They can just stay put. All right. Who's going to put the top on? Nice and squared.
Now look, you take one on each corner. You take
When
a
you,
hand on each
see
corner,
a bee that got squished, just remove it.
so it doesn't stick you later.
Just no reason for it to be there. They'll clean it from the inside, but they're not going to come clean it from the outside.
And guess
All
what?
good?
Where they go?
Sometimes I check the insides of the inner covers and outer covers for
Okay.
beetles,
No, there's
spiders,
not.
things
Oh.
like that.
No,
No, you can go ahead. I mean, you saw what to do. All right, we need a brick, and this is good to go.
All right, I'll put the brick on.
Yeah, you really lucked out. The hives I opened today had a huge cauliflower-shaped burr comb going on in the second boxes.
Really?
Try and get the tip of that right there in that hole. And give one or two really good puffs. There you go. And again, excellent. That'll calm them down for a bit. All right, here's a tool. Or you can use the one your dad's holding.
Another squash bee. Here, grab this.
There's space to your side.
Behind you, listen, or to the
It
side.
doesn't really matter. Wherever you want to put it.
Where'd that
Side
table
of
go?
it. It's over there.
Bless you, Theron.
I got it there.
Is it coming off, or?
Just barely tried. Now give it a little bit of a twist. Like pry it. There you go.
There you go.
Things tend to get a little sticky. Okay. You can go ahead and set that
No.
aside.
She wouldn't necessarily be on the top, would she?
Not likely.
Okay.
Set that in
There's
there.
nothing for a queen to do up there.
Okay.
Set it inside the box, Alyssa, so you don't accidentally kick the bees while we're walking around here.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring home.
There you go.
All
That'll
right,
work.
start on one
She
side,
has some action.
remove a frame, and work your way through. What we're looking for is signs of eggs. We see eggs, we're done.
There's some. You okay with this?
Gently, Alyssa,
Alyssa,
slow.
No.
Gotta
First
be
frame
careful.
rarely has anything on it.
Yeah. What he said about set it down on the ground just like that. And lean it up against the hive. Gentle and slow.
Do we need any more smoke?
Not unless you feel
They
like you
don't
do.
seem to be moving much.
Okay.
There are some days you just might not feel like smoking at all.
Hold it.
Hold it up over the top of the hive. When you're checking frames, always hold them over the top of the hive. So if the queen's on there, she doesn't fall off onto the ground, okay?
So this frame has what inside its cells?
Wow, look at the pollen sac on that guy. Looks like nectar.
Yep, nectar and some pollen and some bee bread. But we're looking for eggs. So we'll put
What
this
about
back
the
in
other
the
side?
box. Backside's empty.
Okay. Slide it gently in there. Slowly move it down until they move out of the way. Slide it all the way to the end. There you go.
So your finger strong. Queen's on this one.
Good eye.
She's moving across through the center. She's right over here. She's right there.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, there she is.
She's huge. Where?
She's right over there.
Oh, there
She's
she is.
towards the
Jeez
edge.
Louise. That's
Well,
a big
we don't even have to
one.
look for eggs.
There
We
you go,
found a
Alyssa.
queen. And I see eggs and I see larvae. So we're in good shape.
All right,
Okay.
slide it gently back in.
We're done.
Now,
You
you
got
know,
the queen
where
on
the queen
this
is?
Where'd she go?
Before you put it
Alyssa.
down, we want to make sure the queen isn't anywhere on the
Okay,
bottom.
She is on the bottom. She's
Okay,
right
but she's
here.
not on the bottom of
not
the
in,
frame.
yeah.
She's still on the side.
She's
All right, slowly put it back in.
Okay, we're good.
And keep an eye on her.
Where is she?
She's right here. Just slowly
Yeah,
put her
she's
back
not
in.
near
She's
the bottom,
good.
so you're safe.
You're good.
And there's near the bottom.
She
And she
crossed
just
over.
Yep.
Just
You know what? Let's try something
wait.
else.
Just take her back out.
Let's wait until we can get her somewhere.
Where'd she
else.
go?
She's on the back side.
Oh.
Now she's on the bottom corner.
No, 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 no,
Lissa!
Lissa! Hold it over the
It's
hive.
okay. It's okay. It's not that big of a deal.
She's right here, babes. You're gonna grab her, Darien?
Why not?
All right.
Now we know where she is.
Yep.
She's like, help!
What's that?
No.
No, she's yelling,
No.
help.
You can put the frames all back together.
Slide it back
Does she mind?
gently.
No, she doesn't mind. I'm not hurting her. I'm just going to put her right back and everything.
There she
You
goes.
can grab any bee by the wings or by the legs, and it's completely safe to do. The queen will almost never sting a human. The drone bees can't sting. They don't have stingers, the boy bees. And even the worker bees, they'll only sting if they feel like they're being squished. But being held by a wing or a leg doesn't necessarily feel threatening to them.
Okay.
But you saw how easy it was to grab the
Yeah.
queen?
Yeah.
You'll want to practice on drones first.
Okay.
Because if you haven't seen drones yet, they're huge.
Yeah.
They're like 3 times the size of their workers. They're fat and they're slow.
Okay.
You pick them up, they will buzz like crazy. They'll go bzzz, like really angry,
Yeah.
but they can't do anything to you.
Okay.
Okay.
So you pick up a drone and then play with it, switch it between your hands, put it down, pick it up, put it down, pick it up. Practice with that.
No alarm pheromones or anything on them to cause
Drones can't
problems?
do anything.
Okay.
And so once you're comfortable picking up and handling drones, then you can be confident that you can pick up a queen safely and put her back down.
Okay.
You never want to hold a queen by an abdomen or have her abdomen get squished.
Okay.
But a wing, a leg, both safe places to pick her up.
Okay.
Can you put this on? I feel unstable.
You're doing fine. Just put one edge on the box, and then start bending it down until it's completely covered where it's supposed to be.
Just don't drop it.
And dropping wouldn't be the end of the world. It would just, shake up their house a little bit.
Good job,
And then
Lissa.
square everything off.
There's a bee right there.
That's okay. That bee isn't going to make it. You can either put her out of her misery or, yep, just like that.
All right. That one seemed drawn out a little further. Still about a week or so, or
I would still give it a week.
okay.
There's no
Hard
harm
fast, yeah.
in adding the frames sooner.
Okay.
It's just not necessary to do.
So if
it
they-
might encourage them to start building upwards when you really want them to build out first.
Okay.
So if say Friday is better weather or something than the weekend is going to be, then go ahead and do it on
Everything
them
about
instead of-
beekeeping with Langstroth hives like this is
Yeah.
about what's convenient for us, the beekeepers.
Oh, really?
So we beekeep when the weather is appropriate for us.
Okay.
If we tried to do everything according to their schedule, we would just put them in a tree and leave them
Out of
beekeep.
the way so you guys can get it.
No, we don't need
no
no
more
smoke.
smoke.
No
So
more
when
smoke.
you do add the frames, you will move the inner cover
Yes,
up to the
that'll
top.
that'll come
Yeah.
out.
And there's no other real trick to doing it. You just take the inner
Same
cover
thing.
out, put these in, put it all back together.
Okay.
If you want to keep feeding them, you have a couple of choices. You could put the feeder on another box up here, or you can just put in 7 or 8 frames and leave this off to the side.
Okay.
Oh,
And when they draw those out, eventually they'll stop taking from the sugar water. We get a nectar flow in the next, several weeks. And we'll do it that way. Now, you'll want to have a cork or a piece of newspaper that you wrap up into a little ball
Okay.
and shove into the top of here. And
So
if you
just
turn that
stop it.
sideways, then it'll stop smoking and stop smoldering, and you can reuse the fuel.
Oh, okay.
So we only used about 10 minutes of it.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's about 45 minutes to an hour worth of fuel.
Oh, okay.
So find something you can shove in there, turn the whole smoker sideways, and give it somewhere to cool off. Yeah, your bees look great.
That's good.
Fantastic, Darien. Thank you so much.
Oh, my
And
pleasure.
the entrance reducer that's on there, that's the one you leave on permanently, or
Yes, but I flip it around.
flip
You
it around?
have the opening on the bottom like this.
Oh, so you want it up?
If you look at me for a second,
Yeah.
like this. If any dead bees were to collect down here,
Okay.
they wouldn't be able to get through.
Okay.
With the entrance up like this, and then the wood here, there's a layer of where the dead bees would fall, and they can
Okay.
crawl over the
Over
dead
top.
bees.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. But you
That-
leave it on that small one all year round.
I do.
Okay.
And then, where we are, early May,
Yeah.
I would say in June, doesn't really matter where in June,
Yeah.
come out here with a drill.
Okay.
Or, when you're going to put these frames in,
Yeah.
take this box off,
Yeah.
take it inside, drill a 3/4 inch hole or a 1 inch hole, or
Oh, really? That
whatever,
big?
whatever you have, 3/4 inch, something
Okay.
like that.
Okay.
Whatever you happen to have a cork that'll fit, because you want to
Okay.
close it up in wintertime.
Yeah, yeah.
But just drill a hole over here, not near the handholds,
Okay.
but off to the side and down. I would say